Can you share now? Can you just see?
Yes, I'll try. So I'm unable to select video. There's no option for video sharing. So you're muted.
Sorry. So you are on which device?
Android.
Phone.
Yes, sir. Phone.
Yeah. So maybe in where when you share screen, then it will pop up all the windows which are open on your phone in a small
Sorry,
box.
sir.
Once you click on share screen, then
Yes,
whatever
sir.
applications are open on your phone, they will it will show up in a small window. Then you will have to select one of those.
Yes, sir. There are options like Microsoft OneDrive, Google Drive, Photo, but I can't access videos from my gallery.
Are you using this share screen option?
Yes, sir. I'm using
No, then how big is the video?
1 minute 40 seconds
I mean in MBs.
in KB, sir. Very small video.
Very small. Then you can share me, or maybe you can share in the group, and maybe I can present it for you people.
Okay, sir. Okay. I'm sharing.
Yeah. Sanjana and Razia, are you ready with your presentation?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Nice. So maybe in the meantime, any one of you can start and we can get the RF's video later.
Sure, sir. I would also like to share in the group, then you would present it.
Nice. How about you, Sanjana?
I'll do the same, sir, because I'm not able to share the screen. I'm a bit stupid when it comes to tech things.
Oh, yeah. I'm so sorry. So yeah, please share it.
Yes, sir.
Sorry, sir. I shared in the main group.
It's okay, no worries. Is my screen visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
This is Razia's section, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
I have got first section, section A of chapter 1.
Okay.
Chapter 1 says the introduction part transformation in resource consumption and production is possible and requires immediate and decisive action. In that sub part, I have got 1.1 and 1.2. So 1.1 is introduction part in which it highlights the global economy's increasing consumption of natural resources. In this, it says the global economies is increasing consumption of natural resources contributes to the triple planetary crisis. It contributes to the triple planetary crisis in which it includes climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollutions. And the third point, the current resource extraction and use models result in unequal distribution of cost and benefits, particularly disadvantaging the poor, which means the existing models for resource extraction and use to lead an uneven allocation of cost and benefits, मतलब कि वो पुअर लोगों को वो फिर वो एडवांटेज और डिसएडवांटेज वो मिल जाता है, एडवांटेजेस नहीं मिल पाते हैं. Then the next point says stresses the need for a shift towards sustainable resource use to prevent planetary boundaries and economic equalities. मतलब सस्टेनेबल रिसोर्स की तरफ हमें बढ़ने के वजह से बहुत सारे प्लानिटरी बाउंड्रीज और इकोनॉमिक डिस्पैरिटीज आ जाते हैं, तो इस वजह से वो रुक जाता है. एंड देन द से लास्ट सेकंड पॉइंट सेज द ग्लोबल रिसोर्स आउटलुक 2024 रिपोर्ट एनालाइजेस ट्रेंड्स इम्पैक्ट्स एंड डिस्ट्रीब्यूशनल इफेक्ट्स ऑफ रिसोर्स यूज. इसमें ये रिपोर्ट एनालाइज करता है ट्रेंड्स को, इम्पैक्ट्स को, किस तरीके से हमारा इफेक्ट होता है रिसोर्सेज पे. It looks how negative it looks also how negative trends might be reversed and sustainability could advanced. Now coming to the next section of my topic, 1.2, sustainable and equitable natural resource use and management are essential to meet human needs for all and safeguard the planet's supports life support system. In this we have we have talked about natural resources and developmental goals. It is said that natural resources are linked to all 17 developmental goals, in which I have mentioned in box 1.1 downward, sir. Figure 1.1 says all the linkage of the resources. Developmental goals are linked to natural resources. And in the second point, linear consumption and production patterns of societies determine the environmental impacts and human well-being. Then use of natural resources is crucial for global community sustainability and adherence to environmental agreements. Then it says current model of natural resource use is causing a triple planetary crisis of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. Then the last, it says that the natural resource agenda is not just about environmental sustainability but also about long term capacity of natural resources natural system to provide well-being. This ends my topic here.
Yeah, nice. Thank you so much. Now, will it be possible for you to just help us understand what you said in nutshell?
Sorry,
Yeah.
sir.
Will it be possible for you to summarize the whole thing, what you said in nutshell, like just a small summary? What exactly do you think, like you went through these two sections? What is your What do you feel about it?
Sir, I think global economy is increasing and natural resource we have talked about in this means increasing consumption. As population is increasing, consumption is also increasing. We have to take proper action, decision making actions for the sustainability for the resources. As people are increasing, population are increasing, so resources are also using of resources are also increasing. तो और तो रिसोर्सेज है नहीं इस रिसोर्सेज है नहीं तो डिसीजन मेकिंग बहुत इम्पोर्टेंट है फॉर द प्रॉपर यूज ऑफ द रिसोर्सेज एंड फॉर द सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट
Correct.
इन नटशेल.
Yeah. And how many of you know this circle?
The Sustainable Development Goals, right?
Yeah, correct.
Yes, from the UN.
Yeah, it came, I think, around Paris Agreement in 2016 or somewhere around that.
So 2015.
2015. Okay. So it was like a 15-year goal till 2030. We have this. But let's see. I think this document would also, like, when we go further deeper into the document, we'll learn more about it. So yeah, let me just give me 1 more minute and I will share to another screen. Let me go ahead. Yes. So shall I share your video first or shall I share uh, Sanjana's presentation first?
Sanjana's first.
Okay. It's the same. Yeah, I'm sorry. Is my screen visible to all? Is this the one?
Yes, sir.
Sanjana?
Yes, sir.
Uh, are you ready to present it?
Yes, sir.
Go ahead. All the best.
Thank you, sir. So my topic is decoupling will not happen spontaneously and it will require systematic transformation. So to understand the entire thing, let's just focus on what decoupling actually is. So decoupling is a situation in which two or more activities are separated that were previously linked in some or the other way. Like in context of sustainability, it refers to the connection break between economic growth and environmental degradation. For example, फर्ज करते हैं there is a manufacturing company that is using large amount of resources, and is also producing large amount of goods, and is also producing waste and polluting the environment. So through decoupling क्या होगा, the company will find innovative ways and ideas to lessen the impact they are leaving on the environment, but without harming the production of goods they are producing. There are very systematic, very basic approaches that decoupling includes, some of which are policy changes that that government.
Sanjana, we are not able to hear you. You were going pretty well, but we lost you.
Hello, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
Should I start from the start?
No, you explained pretty well about decoupling. You were just giving some examples around it. So you can start from there.
Okay, so I'm starting from the example.
Yeah.
So let's just take that there is a manufacturing company that is using large amount of resources and is producing large amount of goods as well, along with tons of waste and polluting the environment. So through decoupling क्या होगा, the company will find innovative ways and ideas to lessen the impact they are leaving on the environment, but without harming the production of their goods. Very basic and systematic approaches that decoupling includes is policy changes that government can implement, rules and regulations and incentives that would encourage decoupling, education and awareness, that through my end is the most important thing I feel, that is promoting environmental education and raising awareness about the importance of decoupling, technological innovations.
We lost you again.
Am I audible? So
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening. So
Yeah. Sometimes I don't know. You get like you are speaking and your voice is, we're not able to hear you. Anyways, you were talking about incentivizing and some policy change, policy and education, and you
yes.
feel education is
Yes,
like
sir. It
education.
is the most important, most important. So I'm focusing on most a lot because it is the most important.
Okay.
And there are few incentives like international cooperation as well, like collaborating between countries and organizations that can facilitate the sharing of best practices that would help in decoupling. In short, sir, decoupling is finding ways to achieve economic prosperity, but without causing harm to the environment.
Yeah. Correct.
That is it, sir.
With that, I think we have almost completed most of the points in there.
Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Thank you,
Thank
sir.
you. So, yeah, why do you think like awareness is most important?
Because it is the most important, sir. There is no question about it. People are people are understanding, but they are not ready to implement it. Like in the first in the orientation, you said something कि लोगों को पता है, but they are not implementing.
Yeah.
So that is with it. This is why I feel awareness is important. पता सबको होता है, but they are not doing it. So when will they start doing it? When they'll get to know, जब उनको awareness उनके दिमाग में जाएगा, जब they'll know कि भाई now we have to start doing it. Otherwise our generation is will drown. Seriously, it will drown. So
See,
It's like climate anxiety.
Exactly.
well, we have Razia here to help us with climate anxiety.
Yes, sir.
She will.
And very soon we will have some more of her friends too to help us cope up with climate anxiety. So no worries. And yeah, that is one part. But what do you mean by awareness? What is the definition of awareness?
Telling people,
Give knowledge.
yes, educating them.
Getting them. So yeah, again, so I am like, and when people say awareness, raising awareness, then like this is, I don't feel it at all. And I'm very much, I don't know, I have gone very, it makes very negative feelings to me because everybody is aware. You ask anyone, do you know about pollution? They will say yes. Do you know that pollution can cause some serious illnesses? People will say yes. If you ask about climate change, people know it. Global warming, people know it. So if people know, if you know something, can I make you know more about
Yes, sir. No, not really. Like, I don't know.
it?
I'm confused now.
Yes. So
It's a rhetorical question.
if you know something the best, can anyone can you teach your teacher?
If they know it the best, I don't think I can.
Nobody can.
Yes, sir.
And awareness is one thing, and ignorance or being ignorant is another thing.
Yes,
So
sir.
we need to ask this, are we unaware or are we ignorant? Because if you want to solve something, you should know the problem. And for me, awareness is not a problem anymore. Since last 40-45 years, people are being aware about pollution, about global warming, climate change, everything. Last 40-45 years. Since around 1980s. And still we are like, we are not stopping. We are unstoppables.
Yes, sir.
Anyways, yeah, well, this is a part of discussion. See, I'm not saying you're wrong, but at your age and with your exposure, you're pretty correct.
Thank you, sir.
But when it comes to me and when I see people, when I engage with people, then I see I don't find anybody unaware of it.
True, sir.
Anyways, let's go to Arab's video. Is it? Yeah. Is it visible?
Yes, sir. So can you please stop at each slide so that I can explain from my side also?
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Just let me know and I will pause.
Okay, sir. So my topic was consumption, production, the increasing consumption since 2020, 2019, production and associated challenges. So I have divided it in 5 chapters. First is energy, food, water, trees and land, and minerals. These 4 talk about the consumption and production of the resources, along with some challenges, particular challenges with all the related chapters. And last chapter talk about some more problems, associated problems, which need to be taken care of. So this talks about how food, energy, and water are codependent on each other. For example, when we produce energy, some pollution is caused, and it either increases the not the production the of the food, but it decreases the production of the food pollution. And also with the mechanization, increased mechanization, every country, every agricultural country, even India is uh, going forward with mechanization in agriculture. So it needs energy on the other hand. Same with water. Water can be utilized in food production as well as energy. And for the supply of clean water, we need energy as well. So this shows how 3 things are codependent on each other. And with food, how food affects energy. So food needs energy to be produced. Like we have a lot of packaged foods and all. And also there are new sources of energy such as biofuels, which on the other hand produces energy. So a simple definition, like what is a resource and resource consumption. Physical materials that humans need and value, example water, land, and the consumption of these resources are known as resource consumption. Since 2019, the energy supply and energy consumption declined in Europe, Ukraine, and Russia. Russia because of the Western sanctions, Europe and Ukraine because of increasing oil and gas prices. It, on the other hand, increased in developing countries such as India, Indonesia, Latin America, Canada, and Africa, because they are developing, and it is relatively stable in South Korea and Australia. Now, when you talk about the demand of energy resources, it's highest in residential areas since 2019 and lowest in commercial transport. It can also be the cause can also be uh, one cause can also be that the lockdown situation and all. So there is a dip in the energy requirement in commercial transport. Now the share of energy, largest share is, as we all know, mineral oil, and a smaller share is other sources such as solar, wind, and water energy, hydro energy. Talking about food consumption, in 2015, the food requirement per person per day was 2950 kilocalorie. In 2030, it is expected to be 3040, and in 2050, it is expected to be 3130. Developing countries are seen increasing the consumption of calories from sources such as meat, sugar, and vegetable oils, while industrialized countries, which are fully developed, are seen only in vegetable oil consumption. Trend in food sources. Cereals represents most important calorie source globally. Meat has increased, is significant in developing countries. Again, milk consumption developed worldwide, doubled worldwide. Fish consumption increased, and relatively, the fish stocks are declining. Food and vegetables consumptions are increasing in developed countries. Now, drivers of food consumption. What affects our food habits? First is income. Increased income is positively related with high fat food and high calorie consumption. Urbanization. Urbanization drives unhealthy diets like high fat, low nutrient foods. Consumer attitude and behavior. Growing health awareness influenced by aging population affects food choices. Consumer satisfaction often tied to social expectations. Market and retailing. Emerging economies see increased consumption of unhealthy food propelled by aggressive marketing. Increased availability on e-commerce showed increased sales of packaged food since 2019. Water, tree, and land. Industries saw decline in water consumption during 2019. During 2019 and a steady increase afterwards on account of global shutdown. Half of the world population could be living in areas facing water scarcity by as early as 2025, which calls for urgent action. Household consumption of water due to work from home situation increased. When we talk about the household consumption of water, the highest is shower and the lowest is others. Now, when we talk about trees, 2,400 trees are cut down each minute. Deforestation causes 2 trillion to 4.5 trillion loss in biodiversity each year. By 2030, there is expected to be left only 10% of the rainforest presently in the world. Agriculture is responsible for approximately 80% of the tropical forest loss. In 2022, the tropics experienced a 10% increase in primary for rainforest loss compared to the previous year. The loss of tropical primary forest in 2020 amounted to 4.1 million hectares on account of incidents such as forest fires, Amazon rainforest fires, and so on. Now, talking about forest fires in the world, we have seen since 2019 three major forest fires. Amazon wildfire caused biodiversity loss, accelerated global warming, and increased health risk. Australian bushfire 2020, 18 million hectares of land directly impacted, caused respiratory problems, worsened soil and water quality, and Canadian wildfires, 27 million hectares of land directly affected, and displacement of indigenous communities. Now, when you talk about land, in 2019, the agricultural land covered 4.8 billion hectares, with one third being cropland and two thirds used for permanent meadows and pastures. Talking about residential land post 2019, the situation has been worsening. Example, real estate crisis in China. Talking about minerals, from 2017 to 2020, demand for energy sector led to significant increase in demand for lithium, cobalt, and nickel, as seen in transition to EV from conventional models such as diesel and petrol. Market size of key energy transition minerals doubled to USD 320 billion in 2022. Exploration IEA scenario projects more than double the demand for critical minerals by 2030 and triple by 2050. So we can also expect the increase in prices also. Investment in critical minerals development rose by 20% in 2021 and 30% in 2022, with significant investments from Chinese companies. Exploration spending increased by 20% in 2022, driven by lithium exploration, while critical minerals startups raised a record US $1.6 billion. It was also seen in India in case of Kashmir and Rajasthan, where it was said that lithium and nickel and other critical minerals resources are discovered. Exploration, realizing all planned critical minerals projects worldwide could support an announced pledges scenario, but risk include delays, cost overturns, and technology specific shortfalls, limited progress in diversifying supply sources, and improving environmental, social, and governance performance remains a concern, and also monopoly of countries such as China and USA in controlling their supply and demand. This is an interesting fact. So you can read if you.
Is this the last slide?
No, sir.
Shall we move on?
Yes, sir.
Others, have you been through this data?
Yes, sir.
Now, talking about challenges, some associated challenges, such as ecology and economy imbalance. The greater is the inequality between rich and poor, and between the more powerful and less powerful, the greater the extent of environmental degradation. Power inequality also exacerbates the neglect of future generations and lack of knowledge about environmental costs, risk, and uncertainty. As we have seen since 2019, there are increased incidents such as wildfires, floods, and so on. Heat waves, floods, droughts, and hurricanes are shocks that are very uncertain, arriving at irregular times and with varying intensity. Bigger disasters, also called tipping points, such as melting of the Greenland ice sheet and collapse of Atlantic thermocline circulation, and the dieback of Amazon rainforests, involve an even higher level of uncertainty. Loss of biodiversity and natural capital. The land use change, pollution, habitat fragmentation, and the introduction of non-native species pose risk to the biodiversity of a region. While pollution abatement, land protection uses the capital that can be used for sectors such as healthcare and education in the economy. Conflicts over natural resources. As seen in South China Sea, there are many countries such as Taiwan, Indonesia, China, and also Russia-Ukraine war. They provide a great case study that when the consumption is high and resources are scarce, there happens a rat race for its possession. Environmental migration. Migration caused by climate change is a complex problem involving more than one culture and countries, while also increasing burden on resources of the other countries, as seen in the migration of indigenous communities in Canadian wildfire. And the last, health issues. Health problems like obesity, respiratory diseases, and problems in digestive systems are common nowadays thanks to overconsumption and production. So here I conclude my presentation. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much. It's nice. See, and yeah, I would like to see and talk a little bit about this. Well, this is for a child born in first world country where life is much more lavish than we see in India.
Yes, sir.
And but the number of population is very less. When we talk about the population of Earth, which is more than 8 billion now, but people living in America, they are in some millions only.
Yes, sir.
So the fraction of population is not too much. Secondly, everybody doesn't get this. Yeah, this could be an average as per the study by this Mendel Education Coalition group. But there are a lot of disparities in US also when it comes to
Yes, sir.
because the one who is rich is very rich, and people who are poor are very poor, and there's a huge disparity, and there's very less uh, middle class. Middle
Yes,
class
sir.
are mostly the foreigners.
Indians and Asians basically.
Yeah. So yeah, that's one area.
So, but I guess this is uh, a very this is the stage where the developing countries will be in 50 years from now,
Correct.
as we are progressing. India is progressing, sir. So we can expect ourselves to be every Indian born will need.
But the question is, will there be enough?
Enough of resources?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Then if there are no resources, then how will they be able to consume this much?
Yes, sir. Got it, sir.
If we have, then we can use it. But if there is none, then what? Because I think this document, as we explore through the document, it will open up much more gates for us to understand.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was very nice insight, at least for me. Others can pitch in if they have to share, like from what they have talked from there or what they have listened from others, wherein we can just get into a small discussion. I'll just stop the screen. Godavari, would you like to make some comments?
Actually, I'm unable to say, like I'm very slow. I'm just attending the class.
Your voice is not very clear, Godavari. I could not understand anything. I'm so sorry. Sanjana or Razia,
Yes, sir.
would you like to, like, as you shared your presentation, then you learned about others today also. Godavari shared the other day. So is you did your part, but as you also learned more things today from others' part. So is there anything that you would like to share or open up a discussion around anything what we discussed or what we learned today?
In Arab's video, sir, he explained that there are like 2400 trees are being cut in a minute. Like that stunned me. Oh my God, like what is happening? I was not sure, I was not aware of the number, but it is too much.
Is it really?
It is, sir.
And do you know how many people are being born every minute?
No, sir.
How many people are dying every minute?
No,
When
sir.
we talk about India and when we talk about the Hindus, it's not any about like, but the use of trees when because in Hinduism we like criminate people, right? And
Yes,
for
sir.
that also we need wood. Apart from other services of wood, like to make paper or to make furniture, or many more things, or even to write a pencil, yeah, and to make our tires, rubbers, many things. Not for the, we don't use wood for the tire, but yeah, we harvest it from the trees only. So there are so many products that we use every day. also every day as the number of, as we talked about population increase also, and the relation between population increase and the need of resources, and how different resources are interconnected with the consumption and production. So for more people, we need more food. And to grow more food, we need more land. And from where will we get the land? We can't grow food in the desert.
By
We-
cutting trees.
Yeah. We can't grow food in the ocean. We need a vegetative land, and which is readily available in our forests. So,
I got it, sir.
but see, you should not get it. Please. Please
Like
don't get it at
I
all.
get what you're saying, sir.
No, but see, I'm just trying to, we should understand the problem at the deepest, why it is happening. So, because if we have a surface view of anything, then we may come up with a very, very secluded solutions. But if we understand the problem from the deep and connections it has, then maybe we would be able to come up with a small solution or a big solution, but a effective one at least. So that is what my point is to, it's not about, I'm not trying to, I may sound like one that I'm trying to oppose all of you people, but it's not like that, please. I'm just trying to open up a little bit, open you people, so maybe you can see different things together. And once you see problems interconnected, then maybe we will have a solution which will be solving many of those problems. So
Yes.
please, please don't get it at all.
Like I get it, sir, but I don't want to get it. Somewhere between that.
Exactly. That is what I want. Nice. Anyone else? Anything? Okay.
So
Yeah, go ahead.
I guess there is a quote, which basically means that between what you say and what is heard, most of the things are lost.
Yeah, correct. It's a communication gap, no? It happens.
Yes.
Anyways,
The generation also, generation gap. Like most of the climate activists are aged people, and the soldiers they need are young people like us. So sometimes there is a gap in communication.
correct. But I think uh, the people who are working on climate, we have people like this. I see people from all the age range. Kids studying in school. Even today, I'm not sure how many of you have heard of that girl in from Manipur or Assam, Manupriya or something. Have you heard of that girl?
So read in news.
Yeah. So she's pretty young, much younger than you people.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And yeah, there are people like who are much older than me also. And we need each other. We need each other because if new people wants to, jump into it, then they should know what they then our experiences can help them, and their energy can fuel the movement. So that is where we
Yes, sir.
together. And yeah, there is a communication gap, but that could be taken care of, that could be bridged very easily if we have a common goal. only a common goal can bridge any sort of gaps that people may have. So moving on to our future plans, I think we are only 4 people for this document. So how do we think to proceed into it? The idea is to have a small chunk, all of you, and go through it, make a presentation like what you did today, or you can just, whatever way is comfortable to you in future, you can do that. And we will discuss it in a small chunks, like now and then, or maybe three times in a week in these meetings. And we'll try to develop something out of it. And maybe at the end of the day, we can come up with some other things. Maybe transcription or anything that we cannot figure it out right now. But as we proceed to learn more things and as we become more aware, then maybe, yeah, something can happen. So I'll not like to put a boundary on what we will be doing after that. Let's keep it open. But the idea right now is to keep discussing the next, whatever is left. However, this is not a very big document, I think 140, 150 pages. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
And I think in 3 months, we can finish it off. And we'll try to get more people for this. Yes, are you guys in?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
I can bet, I can promise you that this will be very interesting, rather than whatever we are doing in making social media posts and other things. I think this will be very interesting and very knowledgeable at the same time. And when you go out of this internship after 3 months, you will have something with you that you can speak about. So on this note, I like to end this conversation for the day. And maybe you can go through the document by yourself and select next section. It could be 2 pages, 3 pages, anything, or even 1 page, depending upon your capacity or amount of time you may have for the next session. So we'll have our next session on tomorrow. I'm traveling. I'll be back on 10th. Yeah. Shall we put it on 10th? What is 10th?
Sunday, sir.
Sunday. Shall we do it on Sunday? Or Sunday will be a busy day for you people?
I guess
As you
busy.
like it.
Sir, we are living in hostel, so we need a day off, like for our personal things.
Of course. So let's do it on Monday then.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So please let me know not just me, but everybody who is here, know that which part we are taking. So it doesn't collide with others' interest.
Okay.
Okay.
Also, sir, I want to ask for that climate anxiety research part, like what type of research we have to do, like.
We will try to research that similar like those documents, no? We'll do something like that only. And we'll try to assess that among the youth population or among different age groups in Patna, what is the scope of climate anxiety? So
Okay.
we'll have a small chunk of people through whom we will be surveying. And if our report says that climate anxiety is one of the issues which people in Patna are facing, then maybe we can draft up advocacy for, we can do advocacy with the government to draft a policy around it for people. How education could, change this, or in what other ways we can make or help people minimize the climate anxiety. And
Okay,
climate
sir.
anxiety is one of the areas which people are unaware of. I agree on that 100%.
Yes,
So,
sir.
awareness on that area could work.
Sure.
So possibilities are endless, whatever we want to do.
So for that we need standardized tool sets. So we need to find that. It's like set of question.
Yeah, perfect. So yeah, maybe we will discuss with your friends.
Yes.
We'll organize a meeting one day, and we'll try
Okay.
to talk about it. And
Okay.
then we'll decide what to do, how to do. You people are the experts, so let's see.
Going to become experts. Not yet.
Of course, only if you practice and if you get exposure, you will become experts, not with the certificates,
Yeah, right, sir.
isn't it? If you
Yes,
have
sir.
a certificate, but you don't have the knowledge because you never experienced it, you never got exposure,
Yes, sir.
it's of no use.
Right.
So let's make use of our knowledge and sharpen it.
Apply it.
Yeah. Okay. Shall we call it a night then?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good night.
Good
Just
night, sir.